Is light watching me? The double-slit experiment story. Have you ever had this thought? When I'm alone, I act freely, comfortably, but if someone stares at me closely, suddenly I feel restricted, uneasy. Well, surprisingly, science shares a similar feeling. Today I'll tell you a very peculiar story. It's called the double-slit experiment. Imagine a large wall in front of you. Right before it, there's a barrier with two thin slits, and facing these slits is a source of light. Scientists wondered, what happens if we shine a beam of light through these slits? They expected to see two simple bright lines appear on the wall behind. But that's not what happened at all. Instead, they saw an interference pattern, beautiful stripes of light and dark, like waves in water. Wait, this pattern, it's something waves create. Indeed, the light was behaving like waves, rippling through both slits simultaneously. Scientists went further. They sent individual photons, single particles of light, through one at a time. Now surely, they thought, no wave pattern could form. But incredibly, even these single photons over time created the same interference pattern. How can a tiny particle act like a wave? How can it pass through two slits at once? Puzzled, scientists placed detectors near the slits to see which path each photon took, and here came the next shock. The interference pattern disappeared completely. Just by observing, the photons suddenly behaved like particles again, choosing one slit or the other. This raises fascinating questions. Can observation really shape reality? Does the photon know it's being watched? Unbelievable as it seems, this actually happens in quantum physics. When we observe, light picks a path. When we don't, it remains open to all possibilities, flowing freely as waves. In many ways, light's story mirrors our own. Sometimes when we're too self-critical, watching ourselves too closely, we become tense and rigid. But if we step back, relax our gaze, our lives become more free, more fluid. Both light and we might move most freely and deeply in places unseen. Which slit am I passing through right now? Maybe you too are flowing freely like a wave, creating patterns more beautiful and meaningful than you realize. So don't worry, you're free to move at your own pace, in your own unique way. Because after all, just like light, your most fascinating journey happens when you're not afraid to flow.